Hello, Redbrook Productions here with another LEGO review. Today I have the LEGO Star Wars 501st Clone Trooper Battle Pack set. The set number is 75345. It has 4 minifigures and 1 build. Without further ado, let's take a look at these awesome figures. So here is the first minifigure. This is a 501st Clone Specialist figure. And this figure is awesome. I love the gun, which just adds a little candle piece for an attachment. But you've kind of seen that, so I'm going to take that away. However, the most important thing about this figure is it introduces a new visor piece, which looks really good. And that just clips onto the side of any clone trooper helmet. And it can be lifted up or down depending on what you want. And the printing on the torso and legs looks really good. And this is the only figure in the set with the blue blue arms, which looks pretty sweet actually. The back torso printing is good, and the front torso printing is good. The only thing that could have made these figures better, and I'll show you later, is cloth pieces. So maybe a skirt piece or a shoulder piece, some cloth pieces that really brings the figure to make it a little more special, and that would have been great. And if it doesn't have cloth, like this figure doesn't look like it needs cloth, would be like side leg printing. I think the arms are fine because they're blue, but like a little bit of side leg printing would be really cool. But anyway, that's it for this figure. There's the helmet, and that's the face print. And yeah, that's it for this figure. This next figure is a 501st Officer. This one looks really good as well. I like the torso printing with the blue belt. This one is the only one with a blue belt, and that looks really good. The weapon's just like a little mini pistol, and yeah. The only thing, see, this is what I meant by the cloth pieces. You can see on the side legs there's a little bit of printing, which are supposed to represent a little bit of cloth. I forget the exact name of what it's really called in real life. However, they don't have that here, which is a little frustrating. I wish they really included the cloth, because that would have made these figures just so much better. The back torso printing is great. I actually really like this back torso printing. And it does have a little, scope piece right here. The one that they use with like Boba Fett and a few other figures. But yeah, that can just be put on, that can be put on any figure. And there's the face print. It keeps falling off. I don't know why. But yeah, this figure's really good. Just could have used the cloth piece. So the next two figures are the exact same. They're called 501st Heavy Troopers. And these ones have a really cool gun with the binoculars attached to the very end. So those are pretty cool. The torso printing looks great, but see, this is what I also mean. There's a little printing with the black there that's supposed to represent a shoulder print. And yeah, that's a little bit frustrating because they should have just created cloth pieces for these figures. I think they deserve it. There is a little bit of backpack there, which looks really cool. And of course, you have another one of those attachments. There's also printing on this helmet on the top, which is different than the regular ones, so that's pretty cool. And then of course the back torso printing, I took the backpack off the second figure. It looks like that, and that looks really good. But excuse me, all these figures look great. I think the printing looks super detailed, amazing prints, but it just the cloth pieces would have made these just like so much better. But that's it for the figures. Let's take a look at the build. So here's the build in this set, and you do get a cannon, which actually looks pretty cool. And there's a lot of articulation in this cannon with the legs, which are clipped on with hinges. So these can literally go pretty much anywhere except for going, too far, because eventually they hit the other leg or they hit the limit on that side. But there's also the ratcheted joints right here, so you can even like lift this up a bit more. So if you wanted to, you can do that. Oh, that leg fell off. That usually doesn't happen, but you can do that and it's stable. There is a clear brick in there just in case, to keep it up, but it doesn't need it. It's really a really stable build. And then of course you have a little bit of articulation at the top of the cannon. You can lift this up and down, but that's pretty much the range of this cannon. There's also a spring-loaded shooter, which if you shoot off, it gets lost. But yeah, there's an extra included in this set. Overall, this looks super cool, but there is also a little spot for one of your 501st figures to sit. So you can just plop them right there. There's no studs keeping them in. It's just one of those minifigure leg dividers. I don't know if you can see that. Just right There, if it would focus. Boom. And yeah, that's really it for the cannon. It looks super cool. Yeah, I like the use of that little Technic piece even right there. And overall, just a good little cannon. But yeah, that's it for the build. Now let's take a look at the packaging and then my final verdict. So here's the box of this set, and people have already pointed out that this clone trooper back here, the little antenna, if it would focus, is just a little bit lower than where it should be. Yeah, so a lot of people have been pointing that out in LEGO videos. And then, of course, in the back, they just kind of show the set and then the play features of, you know, moving the cannon and shooting out the bullet. Another cool thing, is it says LEGO Star Wars 20 years of the Clone Wars, which is kind of cool. And yeah, that's it for the box. So for the instructions, they use the new set of instructions, which of course tells you how to build the set. And then when you get to the end, right about here, shows the set all built up. An ad for this Star Wars Waves. Oh, the lighting is really bad on my phone, is being weird while focusing. The piece count, and then of course the win. But yeah, that's it for the instructions. For the leftover pieces, you get a generous amount of extras with the extra attachments and some guns, and also an extra print and an extra spring-loaded shooter bullet. Anyway, that's it for the leftover pieces. Now let's take a look at my final verdict. So for my final verdict, this is a really good set. Now, granted, I say it's a good set for the minifigures. I don't really like the side build, and granted, I didn't get this set for the build. I got them for the minifigures, as most people who buy battle packs do. And the figures are great. I feel like they did an excellent job with printing and with even including a new visor piece, which is super cool. But just including really detailed minifigures who are, you know, different. Different than, like, the regular 501st Troopers, and that's a good and a bad thing. The good thing is you get really cool minifigures. The bad thing is it's really difficult to army build with this, because if you want to army build with this, you want a bunch of regular clones, and you don't want to be having a bunch of, like, I don't know, heavy troopers or something. Maybe some people do, but you know, it's a little bit difficult when you get 2 heavy troopers, 1 officer, 1 specialist, and so you're just getting a bunch of minifigures and not really army building a specific type of clone. But the good thing is that they're really detailed. The only thing I wish they had were the cloth pieces. I think that would have brought this set from an 7 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10, even like an 11 out of 10, because that would have been amazing. And I know a lot of Star Wars fans would have really appreciated that. But overall, for $20, this is a good set. I think the figures are great, and the build is, you know, negligible. But without further ado, that's it for this video. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts about this set in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out. Bye!